Baseball is a game of individuality, where the smallest details can make the biggest statements. From the height of their socks to the style of their sunglasses, players carve out their identities on the field. But one of the most eye-catching aspects of the game is the pitch. At first glance, pitching a baseball seems pretty simple. You raise your leg, lean back, and throw. Well, that's true for some people, however for others, they've taken it to a whole new level. Just as every batter has his own stance, every pitcher has his wind-up, and certain pitchers' motions are more unusual, strange, and entertaining than others. In today's video, we're diving into the most bizarre pitching motions ever witnessed in modern baseball history. These are the wind-ups that leave batters baffled, fans amazed, and commentators at a loss for words. Get ready, because you can bet Tyler Anderson, with his deceptive pitching style, made the list. Currently playing his trade with the Angels, Tyler Anderson, the crafty left-hander born on December 30th, 1989 in Las Vegas, Nevada, has carved out a notable career in baseball. He made his MLB debut on June 12, 2016, and quickly earned a reputation for his unique and deceptive pitching style. Before reaching the big leagues, Anderson honed his skills at the University of Oregon, where he became one of the Ducks' standout pitchers. The Rockies selected him in the first round of the 2011 MLB draft, recognizing his potential early on. But what truly sets Anderson apart is his pitching style. With a little kick and pump fake with his legs, his motion initially appears standard, reminiscent of the famous mid-pitch hiccup of Dodgers ace Clayton Kershaw. However, Anderson takes it a step further, masterfully disrupting the batter's timing by varying his leg kicks. He can speed them up, or even double or triple pump his legs to throw off his opponent's balance. It's a style that looks more at home in a backyard game than on a major league field, yet it's highly effective. So, next time you're playing catch with your friends, remember, this could be you, mastering the art of deception just like Tyler Anderson. And if you thought that was wild, just wait until you hear about the pitcher who forced the league to rewrite its rules. There isn't anything particularly remarkable about the way Pat Venditti throws from the right side, nor is there anything especially unique about the way he throws from the left side. What earns Venditti a spot on this list is the fact that he's done both, sometimes in the same inning, in multiple big league games. Sure, it's technically not a motion, but it's a singular style that can change the complexion of an inning like no other. His impact was so intense that he caused the league to implement the Pat Venditti rule. This rule was issued to address ambidextrous pitchers, limiting the number of times that a switch pitcher and switch hitter can change sides during one at-bat. Imagine you're a batter stepping up to the plate, and Venditti is on the mound. He throws right-handed, and then, in the same inning, he switches to his left hand. It's a skill that's not just uncommon, it's practically unheard of in modern baseball. This unique capability can completely change the dynamics of an inning, keeping hitters guessing and off balance. Since he debuted with the Oakland Athletics in 2015, Venditti has been the only switch player in professional baseball. The results haven't been stellar. He owns a 4.80 ERA in 68 innings spread over stints with the A's, Toronto Blue Jays, Seattle Mariners, the Dodgers, San Francisco Giants, and the Marlins. But he is undeniably a trailblazer. According to ESPN's Chris Jones, Venditti is the first ambidextrous pitcher to throw regularly in the big leagues since 1894. Doing something on an MLB mound that no one has done in more than 125 years is about as unique as you can get with how hard it truly is to become one of a kind. But what could be more bizarre than what you get when you combine an MLB right-hander with an improvisational jazz musician? That's exactly what Johnny Cueto delivers on the mound, and it's nothing short of mesmerizing. Currently having a stint with the Rangers, Johnny Cueto has captivated fans and baffled batters with his unique and electrifying pitch style. Cueto's delivery is a mesmerizing dance on the mound, showcasing a technique rarely seen in today's game. Cueto twists his entire body around until he's almost facing second base. Then, with a swift and powerful motion, he spins back around, exploding toward the plate with pinpoint accuracy. It's a motion that combines finesse with raw power, creating a spectacle that leaves batters guessing and audiences in awe. What sets Cueto apart even more is his gaze. Unlike others who have used similar techniques in the past, Cueto maintains eye contact with the batter before unleashing his pitch. This adds an extra layer of psychological warfare, making hitters unsure of what's coming to hit them. It's certainly possible to get a hit off him, but having a completely balanced or comfortable at-bat is a tall order. Sometimes it seems as though even Cueto doesn't know how or when he's going to throw it until right before he lets go of the ball. Following in a similar vein, but in a more calculated approach, is the three-time World Series champion Tim Lincecum. Some unique deliveries begin almost by accident or on a whim. However, Tim Lincecum's delivery was meticulously designed. One of the chief architects was the right-hander's father, Chris, who helped his son develop and refine the whip-like motion that helped win Tommy 2 National League Cy Young Awards with the San Francisco Giants. While he hasn't quite recaptured the magic of his 2012 season, there's no need to fix what isn't broken for the three-time World Series champion. The now 39-year-old is a throwback in more than one sense of the word. His laid-back demeanor and personality would have fit in perfectly with 1960s San Francisco, and his delivery is more reminiscent of pitchers from that era than any of his peers today. Anyone who followed baseball in the 2010s can picture the freak's motion. Hands down, a chest-high leg kick that coils, an impossibly long stride, and a corkscrew delivery that ends with his left foot planted and his right foot kicked back above his head as he launches himself toward the plate. This somewhat unusual pitching routine allowed Lincecum to throw in the high 90s early in his career despite his slight frame, making him one of the best pitchers in baseball during a run of 4 consecutive All-Star seasons from 2008 to 2011, before diminished velocity and injuries sapped his effectiveness. His old-school flair, combined with his undeniable talents, made him a captivating figure on the mound. But if you thought Lincecum's corkscrew delivery was unique, wait until you see the gravity-defying style of Brad Ziegler. Now retired, Ziegler was one of a small collection of true submarine throwers in MLB. He used his extremely low-slung delivery to post a 2.75 ERA in an 11-year career as a late-inning reliever. As a submarine-style pitcher, he basically gives batters an upside-down view. His unorthodox delivery often causes his throwing hand to nearly scrape the mound before he flings sinker ball pitches that regularly find their mark down in the zone. He came up as a starter in the Oakland Athletics team with a more traditional throwing motion, but he adopted his novel arm slot and transitioned to a relief role ahead of his big league debut. Reflecting on this decision in 2018, Ziegler shared with Greg Moore of azcentral.com, "I looked at it as an opportunity to maybe separate myself from other right-handed pitchers in the minor leagues at that time. Just be a little different and highly effective. Now, that's what I call style with substance." While Ziegler's submarine style turned heads, John Gant's toe-tapping routine made everyone wonder, is that even allowed? John Gant is one of those pitchers who makes fans and players alike wonder, isn't that a book? When he debuted with the Atlanta Braves in 2016, Gant showcased a delivery wherein he'd employ a series of toe taps and leg kicks from the windup before finally delivering the ball. His pitching motion has repeatedly been characterized as unique. He takes one step forward with his left foot, planting it on the right side of the mound, then moves backwards, only to take the same step again before throwing the baseball. A balk can't be called when no runners are on base, and apparently Gant's motion wasn't an illegal pitch, which can be called with no runners on base and counts as a ball in any umpire's estimation. Over the years, Gant has tweaked and toned down his halting delivery, and he enjoys a solid 4-year big league run, posting a 3.89 ERA in 117 appearances, both in the rotation and out of the bullpen for the Braves and the Cardinals, with a short trade to the Twins before ending in the minor league. And if Gant's toe taps had you questioning the rulebook, Carter Capps took it a step further with his legal leap towards the home plate. Some pitchers kick, some twist, some shake, and hesitate. Carter Capps jumps. It's a motion that goes against the very definition of a legal pitch, but has been allowed to pass so far by MLB umpires and rule enforcers. Capps always ends his delivery with a pronounced hop towards home plate that puts him well off the rubber and measurably cuts the 60-foot 6-inch distance between pitcher and hitter. He was notable for having a unique leaping hitch in his delivery, which was described as a slide skip, a hop step, and a crow hop. The delivery shortened the distance between him and the batter before he released the ball. This raises a slippery slope argument. If Capps' technique is allowed, what prevents a pitcher from simply walking up to home plate to deliver the ball? In response, MLB updated its rules before the 2017 season, according to AJ Casavel of MLB.com. The new rule specifies that a pitcher may not take a second step toward home plate with either foot or otherwise reset his pivot foot in the delivery of the pitch. Capps has come closer than any other pitcher in recent memory to having his delivery outlawed and his niche effectively taken away from him. From Capps' controversial hops, we move to a pitcher whose dual-style delivery leaves batters scratching their heads. Raisel Iglesias doesn't have an unusual quirk like the others on this list do, so you might wonder why he's included. Well, it's because he employs 2 distinct pitching styles. Strange, right? When Iglesias first joined the Reds, his arm movement was similar to those sprinklers that swing back and forth. However, the right-hander has since simplified his approach. He typically uses a 3/4 angle for throwing fastballs. But when the count reaches 2 strikes, Iglesias often targets the outside corner with his slider and lowers his arm to the side. You might think hitters would anticipate this. After all, if they see his arm drop, they can guess a slider is coming, likely ending outside the strike zone. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to help them. Batters are hitting just .079 off the pitch. But when it comes to quirky deliveries, no one bends the rules of physics quite like Kazuhisa Makita. The Padres brought in 33-year-old Kazuhisa Makita from Japan in 2018 as a high-profile addition to their campaign. However, his time with the team turned sour quickly. He was sent down to AAA early in the season and spent the next 5 months bouncing back and forth between the majors and minors. By the end of the year, the Padres had removed him from the 40-man roster, signaling a clear shift in their plans. While his days in the big leagues are probably over, he left a memorable mark with his unique pitching style. Makita's delivery was a spectacle, where he would bend almost horizontally towards the ground before launching the ball with an upward swoop. This unique technique caught the eye of many, providing a brief but fascinating glimpse into his distinctive approach to pitching. If you thought Makita's ground-scraping delivery was strange, Tyler Rogers takes the submarine style to even greater depths. This lineup would not be complete without adding Tyler Rogers. Since arriving in the majors, Giants right-hander Rogers' deceptive delivery has left fans asking, is it the strangest of all time? The main reason he's considered the most unique of the submarine throwers is because everything about his delivery is so extreme. He seems to bend over, drop his entire right arm lower, and come closer to the ground with his right hand than any of the others. It's honestly pretty amazing that he finishes his delivery so calmly, and that might enable him to be more consistent at the major league level than guys like the Padres' Kim and the Angels' Adam Clymer, who have had wild follow-throughs. Thanks to his technique, Rogers has been one of the most dominant relievers in all of baseball, making those who declined to call him up earlier look pretty foolish. Since his call-up, he's posted a 2.99 ERA, a 1.16 WHIP, and a .245 opponent batting average with 223 strikes and 65 walks over 301.1 innings in 289 games. Not only do hitters have to try to decipher Rogers' unique release point, but they also have to recalibrate their brains to interpret the bizarre break of his pitches. Perhaps recency bias is at work here, but Rogers' delivery really does seem weirder than those of all the other submariners in recent memory. And finally, we circle back to one of the most memorable high kick styles in MLB history, courtesy of Orlando Hernandez. Nobody's quite sure how old Orlando Hernandez was when he made his major league debut with the New York Yankees in 1998. But before long, 2 things quickly became evident. He definitely had the makeup and talent to be a successful major league pitcher, and he was bound to injure himself when throwing a pitch. L2K, as he's called, would bring his leg up to his shoulder before firing a pitch toward home plate. More often than not, you'd swear that he touched his knee to his chin. Regardless of how high he brought his plant leg, Hernandez enjoyed a successful 9-year career, winning 4 World Series championships, 3 with the New York Yankees and 1 with the Chicago White Sox, and finishing his career with a 90-65 record, a 4.13 ERA and a 1.17 WHIP over 1,314.2 innings pitched. In baseball, the pitching mound is a canvas, and these pitchers are the artists, each with their own unique style that adds color and flair to the game. So, the next time you watch a game, keep an eye out for these pitching specialists. You never know what kind of spectacle they'll deliver. What was the strangest one for you out of the ones we explored? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button right now for more baseball updates, and be sure to like this video if you found it enjoyable. We'll see you next time.